paragraph, page 568. Okay, and our last head word was credit, new word type of lesson. Okay, so let's start with revision. Ready? Okay,
Okay.
here we go. First question. On what occasions do all the members of the family gather together? On what occasions do all the members of the family gather together? All the members
All the
of the
members
family
of the family
gather together
gather
on
together
occasions such
on
as
occasions such
weddings,
as
birthday
weddings,
parties, etc.
birthday parties, etc.
Very good. About how much does your book weigh? About how much does your book weigh? My book weighs
My book
about
weighs about 100 grams.
100 grams. Very good. What does it mean you can't have your cake and eat it? What does it mean you can't have your cake and eat it? The meaning of
The meaning
you
of
can't have your cake
you can't have your cake
and eat it
and
is
eat
that
it is that
sometimes you have to
sometimes
choose
you have to choose
between having one thing
between having one thing
or another thing
or another thing
because you cannot have
because you can't have
everything you want.
everything you want.
Very good. Are you the kind of person who puts home comforts before everything else? Are you the kind of person who puts home comforts before everything else? Yes or no?
Yes,
I'm the kind of person
I'm the kind of
who
person
puts home comforts
who puts home comfort
before everything else.
for everything else
Very good. Why? Why? Because?
because I stay home every day.
Very good. Okay, next. What do you do when you want to relax? What do you do when you want to relax? When I want to relax,
When I want to relax,
I
I go to swimming.
I go swimming. One more. When I want to relax,
When I want to
I go
relax,
swimming.
I go swimming.
Very good. If you could be in the audience at any concert, who would you like to see? If you could be in the audience at any concert, who would you like to see? If I could be
If I could
in
be
the audience
in the
at any
audience
concert,
at any
I'd
concert,
like to see
I'd like to see Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Very good. Okay. What's the most common way to move liquid or gas from one place to another? What's the most common way to move liquid or gas from one place to another? The most common way
The most
to
common
move
ways
liquid or
to move
gas
liquid or gas
from one place to
from
another
one place to
is
another
through a pipe.
is through a pipe.
Very good. Can you see any pipes in your room? Can you see any pipes in your room? Yes or no?
Yes,
I can see some
I can
pipes
see some pipes
in my room.
in my room.
Reggie, do you know anyone who smokes a pipe? Do you know anyone who smokes a pipe? Yes or no?
No,
I don't know anyone
I don't know
who
anyone
smokes a pipe.
who smokes a pipe.
Very good. Okay, next. What's the use of a chimney? What's the use of a chimney? The use of a
The
chimney
use of the chimney
is to carry the smoke
is to carry a smoke
from a fire
from a fire
out of a building
out of the building
and into the air.
and into the air.
Very good. Give me a sentence with the two meanings of the word cry. Give me a sentence with the meaning of the words cry, please. The film was so
The
sad
film was so sad
that the girl cried
that the girl cried
the whole time.
the whole time.
Very good. Be careful how you cross the road.
Be careful how you cross the road.
The child mothers cried.
The child mother cried.
Very good. Okay, next. What's the difference between the present perfect and the past simple? What's the difference between the present perfect and the past simple? The difference between
The difference
the
between
present perfect
the present perfect
and the past simple is that
and the past simple is that
we use the present perfect
we use the present
when
perfect.
we are thinking
We are thinking
about time before
about time before,
and up to now
up to now,
and up to now,
and up to now.
whereas we use
whereas we
The
use
past simple
the past simple
when we are thinking
when we are thinking
about a specific
about a specific
pastime.
pastime.
Very good. Give me an example of each. Give me an example of each, please. I have been here
I have been
for
here
20 minutes.
for 20
I
minutes.
arrived here
I arrived here
20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago.
Very good. Why do we say I ate eggs for breakfast today and not I have eaten eggs for breakfast today? Why do we say I ate eggs for breakfast today and not I have eaten eggs for breakfast today? We say I
We
ate
say
eggs
I ate
for
eggs
breakfast today
for breakfast
and
today
not I have eaten
and not
eggs
I have eaten
for breakfast
eggs
today
for
because
breakfast today
we are
because
thinking about
we are thinking
what
about
happened at
what
a
happened
specific
at a
pastime,
specific pastime.
breakfast time.
Breakfast
We
time.
are not thinking about now.
We are not thinking about now.
Very good. Okay, which of these two sentences is correct? John got up quite late today or John has got up quite late today? Which of these two sentences is correct? John got up quite late today or John has got up quite late today? Of those two sentences,
Of those two sentences,
John got up
John got up
quite late today
quite late
is
today
correct.
is correct
Wait, why? Why? Because we are thinking
because
about
we are thinking about
what happened
what
at
happened
a specific
at a specific
pastime.
pastime,
The time
the time
when John got up.
when John got up.
Very good. Did you have a big breakfast today? Did you have a big breakfast today? Yes or no?
No,
I didn't have
I didn't
a
have
big breakfast today.
a big breakfast today.
Wait, what time did you come here today? What time did you come here today? I came here at
I came here at 8:30 today
8:30 a.m. today.
a.m. today.
Very good. Okay. What does the idiom let someone down mean? What does the idiom let someone down mean? The idiom
The idiom
let someone down
let someone down means
fail someone,
fail, fail,
fail someone
fail someone
who is depending on us.
who is depending on us.
Very good. Give me an example. Give me an example, please. Everyone was
Everyone
depending on him,
was depending on him,
but he let them down
but he let them
by
down
not keeping his promise.
by not keeping his promise.
Very good. Give me some examples of adverbs of frequency. Give me some examples of adverbs of frequency, please. Some examples
Some example
of adverbs
of adverbs
of frequency are
of frequency are
never, rarely,
never, rarely,
occasionally,
occasionally,
sometimes,
sometimes,
often,
often,
usually,
usually,
and always.
and always.
Very good. Where do these adverbs normally go? Where do these adverbs normally go? These adverbs
These adverbs
normally go
normally go
after the first
after the first
auxiliary verb.
auxiliary verb.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. We had never seen
We had
that
never seen
film before.
that film
It
before.
was shown on
It
television.
was shown on television.
Very good. Put the word usually in this sentence, please. He can answer his questions. Put the word usually in this sentence, please. He can answer his questions. He can usually
He can usually
answer his questions.
answer his questions.
Very good. Put the word always in this sentence, please. He spent the Christmas holiday with our family. Put the word always in this sentence, please. He spent the Christmas holiday with our family. We always spend
We always
the
spend
Christmas holidays
the Christmas
with
holidays
our family.
with our families.
Very good. Put the word often in this sentence, please. They don't go swimming. Put the word often in this sentence, please. They don't go swimming. They don't often go
They don't often go
swimming.
swimming.
Very good. Okay, put the word also in this sentence, please. You must study in class and you must practice your English outside the lesson. Put the word also in this sentence, please. You must study in class and you must practice your English outside the lesson. You must study in class
You must study in
and you
class,
must also
and you must also
practice your English
practice your English
outside the lesson.
outside the lesson.
We're going to put the word even in this sentence, please. I can't boil an egg. Put the word even in this sentence, please. I can't boil an egg. I can't even boil.
I can't even your boil.
I can't even boil
I can't even boil
an egg.
an egg.
Very good. How can oil be transported from one part of the country to another? How can oil be transported from one part of the country to another? Oil can be
Oil
transported
can be transported
from one part of a
from
country
one part of
to
the
another
country
on
to another
lorries
on
or,
lorries
or through
or through
very big pipes.
very big pipes.
Is oil used a lot in cooking in your country? Is oil used a lot in cooking in your country? Yes or no?
No,
Oil isn't used a
oil
lot
isn't used a lot
in cooking
in cooking
in my country.
in my country.
Very good. Okay, what is the verb and the noun of the adjective hot? What is the verb and the noun of the adjective hot? The verb and
The
the
verb
noun
and the noun
for the adjective hot.
or
For the
obs or the
adjective hot
adjective hot
is heat.
is heat.
Reggie, do you prefer the heat of the summer rather than the cold of the winter? Do you prefer the heat of the summer rather than the cold of the winter? Yes or no?
Yes,
I prefer the heat
I prefer the heat
of the summer
of the
rather
summer
than the cold
rather than
of the
the
winter.
cool of the winter
Why? Why? Because
because cool drink is delicious in summer.
very cold drink is delicious in summer. Very good. How is your room heated? How is your room heated? My room is heated
My room is heated
by
by electric fire.
electric fires. In your country, which is cheaper, central heating or electric fires? In your country, which is cheaper, central heating or electric fires? In my country,
In my country,
central heating,
electric
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 fires
fire
is cheaper than
is cheaper than
central heating.
central heating.
Very good. Okay, next. When you lack sufficient money to buy something, do you wait and save the money or do you buy it on credit? When you lack sufficient money to buy something, do you wait and save the money or do you buy it on credit? When I lack
When I lack
sufficient money
sufficient
to buy
money
something,
to
I
buy something, I buy
buy
it
it
on
on
credit
credit. Why? Why?
because I need to buy now.
I need it now.
I need it now.
Very good. Okay. What do you think your town is lacking in more than anything else? What do you think your town is lacking in more than anything else? I think my town
I think my
is
town
lacking in
is lacking in cafe
more than anything else.
more than anything else.
Well, is there a serious lack of food in some countries in the world? Is there a serious lack of food in some countries in the world? Yes, there's a
Yes,
serious
there's a
lack
serious
of food
lack of food
in some countries in the
in
world.
some countries in the world.
Very good. Okay, so that's the end of our revision. Let's have new work. Okay, repeat. Neighbor.
Neighbor,
Next door neighbor.
next door neighbor,
Neighboring.
neighboring,
Neighborhood.
neighborhood,
Get on well
get on well,
or get along well.
get along well.
Very good. Okay, listen. Neighbor, next door neighbor, and neighborhood are nouns. A neighbor is a person who lives next to or near another person. A next door neighbor is a person who lives in the house next to someone, or like next to your house. Neighborhood means the people living near one another. To get on well or to get along well means to have a good relationship with someone. For example, my next door neighbor has gotten on well with almost everyone in the neighborhood. However, he will be moving to the neighboring city for good. Let's practice. Who's your neighbor in this classroom? Who's your neighbor in this classroom? My neighbor in this
My
classroom
neighbor
is
is
not
in classroom.
my neighbor
My
in
neighbors
this classroom
in this classroom
is
is you.
nobody. That's me.
Nobody.
Very good. Why do you think it is that some people just don't get on well with their next door neighbor? Why do you think it is that some people just don't get on well with their next door neighbors? I think the reason
I think the
that
reason
someone
that
or
someone
that some people
or some people
just don't get on well,
that's
just
that's
don't
don't
get on well
get on well
with their next door
with their
neighbors
next to the neighbors
is that we can
is
choose
that we can
our
choose
friends
our
but
friends,
cannot choose
but we cannot choose
our neighbors.
our neighbors.
Greg, do you ever go to a neighboring town to do some shopping? Do you ever go to a neighboring town to do some shopping? Yes or no?
Yes,
I sometimes go
I sometimes go
to a neighboring town
to a neighboring town
to do some shopping.
to do some shopping
Why? Why? Because
because
they have bigger shopping
they
malls.
have a bigger shopping malls.
Very good. Which do you think is most pleasant neighborhood in your town? Which do you think is the most pleasant neighborhood in your town? I think
I think
my neighborhood
my neighborhood
is the most pleasant
is the most
neighborhood
pleasant
in my town. Neighborhood in my town.
neighborhood in my town.
Very good. Are there quite a few shops in the neighborhood of this school? Are there quite a few shops in the neighborhood of this school? Yes or no?
Yes,
There are quite
there are
a few shops
quite a few shops
in the neighborhood
in the neighborhood
of this school.
of this school.
Very good. Next, repeat Bible.
Bible.
Very good. Okay, listen. Bible is a noun. It is the name of the holy book used in the Christian religion. Let's practice. What's the name of the holy book for Christians? What's the name of the holy book for Christians? The name
The
of the
name
holy book
of the holy book
for Christians
or Christian
is the
of the
Bible.
Christian is the Bible.
Very good. Next, repeat March.
March,
Order.
order,
Tiring.
tired,
Very good. Okay,
tired,
listen.
tiring.
Tiring. Okay, listen. March is a verb. It means to walk with careful short steps in a regular rhythm. Order is a noun. It means the way in which set of things are organized. Tiring is an adjective. When something is tiring, it causes someone to feel tired. For example, soldiers march because marching helps maintain order and also because it's faster and less tiring. Let's practice. Why do soldiers march? Why do soldiers march? Soldiers march
Soldiers
because
march
marching
because marching
helps maintain order
helps maintain order
and also because
and also
it's
because
faster
it's
and
faster
less tiring.
and less tiring.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Bloody.
Bloody.
Very good. Okay, listen. Bloody is an adjective. It means with much loss of life and many serious injuries. Okay, for example, the Battle of Stalingrad was the bloodiest battle in history. Okay, so let's practice. Which do you think is the bloodiest battle in history? Which do you think is the bloodiest battle in history? I think
I
the
think
Battle of
the
Stalingrad
Battle of Stalingrad
was the bloodiest battle
was the bloodiest battle
in history.
in history.
Very good. Next, repeat wicked.
Wicked.
Very good. Okay, listen. Wicked is an adjective. It is the synonym of evil. For example, Adolf Hitler was wicked. Yeah, let's practice. Who do you think is the most wicked person alive today? Who do you think is the most wicked person alive today? I think
I think Kim Jong
is the most
is the most
wicked person
wicked person
alive today.
alive today
Why? Why do you think so? Because
because pe- people of North Korea is struggling with poverty.
Poverty, that's correct. And they just keep on building missiles, right? Okay,
Yeah,
very good. So now let's move on to reading. Okay, so reading is at stage 6, page
page 6,
478. Last
478.
headword was desktop. Okay, you. Please start at paragraph page 479. Headword save, rescue, protect, spend.
Oh, save, risk, protest. Okay. Do you spend all your money or do you try to save some and put it in the bank? I spend all money.
I spend
If you
all my
saw,
money. One more. I spend
I
all
spend all my
my
money.
money. Very good.
If you saw someone in difficulty in the sea, how would you try to save their life? If I saw someone in difficulty in the sea, I'd try to save their life by throwing
Throwing them
a float,
a floater.
float, floater.
Very good.
What does an old man carry to save himself from falling over while walking? An old man carries a walking stick to save himself from falling over while walking. Would you save any time if you use a different means of transport to come to school? Yes, I'd save some time if I use a different means of transport to come to school.
Mhm.
When you close a computer program, does it usually remind you to save your work first? Yes, when I close a computer program, it usually reminds me to save my work first. Trade, tradesman, skill, baker, butcher, builder. What kind of things does your country mainly trade in? My country mainly trades in cars.
Cars. Very good.
Buying a trade. Oh, what do we usually mean by a trade? By a trade, we usually mean a job that a person does mainly with their hands and for which they need a special skill. What's one of the best paid trades in your country? One of the best paid trades in my country is a doctor.
Mhm.
Clothes. Clothes. What's the difference between the words clothes and clothes? The difference between the words clothes and clothes is that clothes is a verb meaning shirt, whereas clothes is an adjective meaning near.
Mhm.
What's the closest you've ever been to real danger? The closest
I've ever been
I've ever been to real danger was earthquake.
was when there's an earthquake.
Was when there was an earthquake.
Very good. Okay, so we stop there for today, but very good reading, very good dictation, and very